Coach's Corner segment, Coach Adam Fossett, presented by the B.B. Calmer Alumni Association, and the beat goes on, Coach. One more to go. Congratulations, B.B. Calmer. A handy win over Highland home last Friday night, and on to Auburn against a Fife football team that's unbeaten, and they kind of stingy on defense, and they don't like you playing with the football. They like the football themselves. Welcome to the show, and I know it's been a buzz this week for you.
Yeah, it's been a busy week, but man, it's one of those things where you wouldn't have it any other way. So after Friday night's excitement, we went to Montgomery Saturday morning.
Wasn't many other coaches there, was there?
No, not many other coaches there. So to be just totally honest with you, like at Friday, we're trying to get everything together, and Coach Safford, I told Coach Safford, I said, look, if we win, I want you to go with me. Work with me to do the itinerary and stuff like that. We were assigned host, so we have two hosts. They actually came to the game Friday, and then we had to meet with those guys. We had to set the bracket with the AHSA. Had to do some interviews and stuff like that. So I finally wound down about 2:30 Saturday morning from the game. Got up at 5 a.m. Saturday to get to head to Montgomery. And I don't know what we were thinking, but we said, well, we'll meet at 5:30. Well, we didn't have to be down there until 7:30. So, like in both of our minds at the time, it sounded like a great idea, and we pulled up down there and nobody was there. So we were definitely the first ones there, when they opened the doors, which is nothing wrong with that. But it's been busy, but it's exciting. Obviously, last week's game. Just an electric game. Just from top to bottom, my guys played really, really well. Super proud of how they played. Amazed and proud and humbled by the crowd that was there.
Huge crowd.
And the energy that they had, and just the noise, just the support of hey, when we need the noise and when we don't need the noise, and it's a game changer. I mean, it really is a game changer for our guys to have that backing and have that energy behind them. And, we hope that many people plus some come down to Auburn on Friday. And just looking forward to a good, finishing out the week with a good week. We're going to leave on Thursday morning and head down and have a practice. And we're going to go to the 5A game and just a few things like that. But I want the guys to enjoy it, but I also want, they also understand that we got to go to work.
Yeah. Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Calmer. The Tigers in the finals against Fife, kickoff 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Last Friday night, Highland home, the Flying Squadron. B.B. Calmer, if you look at the tape, and I've gone back and looked at it several times as well as other people have, there was no challenge for physicality for B.B. Calmer. It was just obvious it was your much quicker and a much more powerful team than Highland Home as we look at some of the tape. And right there, a tip pass, and there's your young man who does everything for you.
Yeah, a tip pass, and Kamor catches it and takes it to the house for us. And defensively, man, we played really, really well defensively. Did a good job. Here he's getting to the edge, does a good job.
You teach him that stiff arm.
No, I didn't teach him that one. Devin Harvey played well. That's the difference in our team right there is the second drive we fumble the ball and we don't panic, we don't freak out, nobody gets mad at Devin. We just line up and play defense and get the ball back. So being able to handle the adversities, Kamor being just as physical as he is and as strong as he is.
You notice that he follows his blockers very well.
Yeah, and that's part of his game that's really improved is he's become a lot more patient.
It looked like you kicking that ball.
No doubt. The punt right here and the awareness to get on the ball. Tristan Garrett getting an opportunity to score, come in and play for us, and he played a lot for us early in the season. Datron Wells, another young guy, getting a fumble recovery. So just our guys playing really well, buying into hey, we've got to be physical all week.
You knew where this big guy was all night. He didn't hurt you very much.
No, we felt like we kept him contained most of the time. He did have the 2 rushing scores, and this play right here is I got That play terrified me a little bit, just throwing it back. But I mean, we're swarming on the quarterback, a lot of pressure on him, wrapping him up, and just doing all the things that we were able to do. That pass right there wasn't even to him. That's the crazy part. So
You had guys around the football all night, though.
Yeah, swarming to the ball, that was a key thing. Had a little bit of a letdown here on the kick. I still think the Highland Home touched it before it went 10, but it's all right.
Just too much defense for B.B. Comer,
Chris
though.
Wilson off the edge. Kamore again, finding space.
27 touchdowns this year, is that right? Somewhere close? 23 or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And watch this. Describe that one.
I had never seen anything like that before. That was pretty interesting.
44-15, a runaway for B.B. Comer over Highland Home. And most people, Coach, including me, thought it'd be a whole lot closer.
Yeah, I thought it would be a lot closer going in and just seeing what Highland Home has done and the body of work that they had in the playoffs. You know, they had beaten some really good teams coming from the South. They had done a lot of good things, and they had changed up a few things from previous weeks. So we were expecting a dogfight really, and felt like they were going to be rip roaring and ready to go. So and our guys, you have that Thanksgiving week off, and you know as the coaches, you know you try to put together a schedule that keeps them focused, but you also want them to be able to have some time off too. So that's always a concern, being the head coach, and you know, are your guys focused? Are they locked in? So when we brought, you know, Friday we brought them in at 11 o'clock, and had a couple meetings, just, you know, some film study stuff, so a little walkthrough in the gym, and the whole time they were very focused, locked in. Heading over to the stadium, heading over to the stadium was pretty quiet, and that worried me a little bit because usually there's a couple guys talking, and you know our guys play better loose. We've talked about that before, but man, we get to the stadium and they were ready to go.
Was that the fourth-quarter game you was looking for?
Yeah, I think so. I think you know, you look at all of our games from round one all the way through the semifinals. The goal is to peak at the right time, obviously, and I feel like we are. You know, if we can carry over last Friday into this Friday, then we're gonna be okay. You know, everybody talks about the shock value of it, and I've talked to our guys about that, and that's one of the main reasons too going to the 5A game is, you know, I'm hoping our guys get all the oohs and ahs out of the way Thursday night when they're in the game, and I've told them, I said, you know, when we get in that stadium, I want you to look around and soak it up and stare at the Jumbotron a little bit and all that, because Friday when we come back, everything's on the field. And you got to be focused on what's going on the field. And the field, while the surroundings are a lot bigger, the field is the same size of the field that you've been playing on all year.
Devin Harvey, a junior quarterback who's just had leaps and strides of success his junior year. Talk about your junior quarterback a bit.
Yeah, he's improved a ton, and excuse me. You know, in our playoff run, Wicksburg, he didn't have a very good game, and he was challenged. Coaches challenged him, and I think he challenged himself a little bit too to become more of a student of the game and to watch more film and to study more and work a little bit harder. And that has, I mean, you've seen it in his play in the third and fourth round. So he's grown up a ton. He's a true leader for the team. He's making good decisions right now. He's not forcing issues. He's not forcing throws. And you know, there was a couple times last Friday where he picked up first downs with his feet that, you know, I feel like he had a chance to. So sometimes he could have squeezed one in there, and maybe made a completion, but he took the higher percentage choice and just got the first down. And he's learning to get out of bounds, which is good. That's less licks he's taking. So trying to explain that to him early in the season, you know, he's 16, 17 years old, so he thinks he's invincible. But tell him, man, you got to live to play another down, run out of bounds and not get hit.
Give up 15 points, 2 touchdowns against a high-octane Highland home offense. The defense is playing very, very well.
Yeah, defense is playing lights out. Really understanding the scheme of what we're trying to do, and that's a credit to our coaching staff and Coach Safford and that group for getting them lined up and ready to play. But for them to understand what we're trying to do is huge, and be able to see big picture of, hey, this is what our opponent's doing. This is what we've got to do to stop them. So big guys in the middle have done a good job. Zach and Brandon have done a good job. And then you've got Chris Wilson and Jai Gass on the ends. My backfield, you know, you got Jesse Graham and Richard Weed, Devin back there, linebackers at Kamor and Chris Garrett, Adam Odom. You know, those guys have played well. They're finding the ball well.
You know, one thing, Coach, I've noticed that B.B. Calmer defensively is a very sure tackling football team.
Yeah, we've done a good job with tackling, and that's kind of a lost art in some sense or fashion, because people, you know, there's all these, you know, different ideologies, I guess, of tackling. But our guys have done a good job with tackling, and you look at Richard Weed, he leads the team in tackles, and he's 5'5", 120 pounds, you know, so and he's made some really good open field tackles this year that if he doesn't make those, there's going to be big gains. So he's done a really good job of that. Jai Gaddis has played really well for us, but his stat line doesn't show that. He doesn't have 100 tackles, but he's a reason that other people have bigger tackles, because he did the job that we asked him to do, especially early in the season when we were seeing a lot of buck and buck sweep and stuff like that. It was his
Graham
job.
kid is another sure tackler.
Yeah. Jesse's another guy that is a sure tackler. Jesse's made some big plays over the playoff run and done a really good job. Super proud of him and how Jesse plays just on defense for us. When we're running offensive stuff at practice, you know, we're trying to simulate the other team. You can never catch Jesse. You can never catch him sleeping. You know, he's always on it. So we give Jesse a hard time when we're running 1-0 against a scout D, because he usually puts us in a bind.
Hey, of course, 5 Friday afternoon at Jordan-Hare Stadium, kick at 3 o'clock. First time 5 B.B. Calmer has ever been on the field playing one another.
Yeah, first time ever, and you know, Fife, I've been asked a lot this week about them, and you know, the tradition speaks for itself. What Coach Benefield does up there and accomplishes up there is huge. And you look at small school, 1A, 2A, 3A, is you know, small school atmosphere and traditions and programs. That's one that sticks out because of the consistency that they have. So those kids work hard. They don't make mistakes, and they're going to be very gritty and play tough. So you know, we've got to be disciplined this week to and do the things that we have to do to prepare.
Offensively, what do they do?
Offensively, they line up in a couple different sets, and they like to run the ball. They're going to hit you with some misdirection and pullers, and a lot going on. A lot of you know, it's a little bit of the Notre Dame box, but not exactly. But they got guys going in all sorts of different directions, and they get you lulled into that, and then they'll throw it over the top. So they've thrown, last week they had a couple touchdown passes to beat Pisgah, and they I mean, again, they're very solid at what they do, very disciplined at what they do, and the big thing is, like, it's so hard to simulate what they do for our defense. And then defensively, you're looking at a team that in 14 games has given up less than 100 points. You know,
Wow.
they're giving up 6.7 points a game. So offensively, again, it's going to be execution. You know, we're going to have to execute. You know, we've talked to linemen all week about staying on blocks and communicating up front, and, you know, making sure everybody knows who they do have and following their rules. So it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a tough challenge. You know, our guys have stepped up over the past couple of weeks and played well, and we want to carry that over into Friday afternoon and go play ball. You know, we're there, and amazing experience, and we're going to line up and give everything we got, and we'll let everything fall where it may.
It's every team's dream to be playing in a state championship game. There's only 2 left in 2A football.
Yeah, it's very, very surreal, to be honest with you. I don't know that from a personal standpoint, I really don't know if it's all set in, just from the simple fact of it's always the next thing. It's always the next thing. So Friday night, you know, we do the award ceremony, the plaque presentation, and have my principal and the superintendent out there, and superintendent handing me the plaque was huge. I was glad to see that they were down there, and that was, you know, that's huge for our system. But, you know, the guys celebrated and took a ton of pictures, and we took some pictures, and when we immediately got back to the coach's office, it was, all right, you know, what's next? So I don't know that it's all set in. A lot of people have reached out. A lot of people have congratulated and been there, and a lot of support financially from the community, from individuals and businesses. So it's truly a blessing to be here. I'm proud of the guys. I'm proud of the coaches and the school, and excited for them. And honestly, you know, going back to it, and I've said this in a couple other interviews, it's really about a lot more than football.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it, is it's a lot more than football. And hopefully these guys are learning some life skills and overcoming adversity and things like that. And
Before we go this morning, Coach, talk about what you've learned this year from this football team.
This team, you know, this team is stubborn, and it can be in a good way and a bad way. And you know, since the Sachs game, this team has really gelled and really come together. And I think that adversity, that kick in the pants that Sachs gave us, really kind of opened our eyes to, hey, we're better than that, you know. And that was mentioned in the locker room after the game. You're better than that. You're better than what you're giving us. You're better athletes. You're better people than what you're giving us. So I think that beating really solidified where we are now, and in growing. And some of the older guys really took the leadership part to heart and stepped up and just really started, you know, putting an emphasis on doing the right thing. So our guys have fun. Some of them are quite silly, but when it's practice time and when it's work time, they go to work, and that's impressive that they are able to turn it on and off like that. But you know, again, the leadership part of it, and just the pride of it, like it's a pride factor for them. Like that's huge. Yeah. That's kind of that. I feel like that's kind of the chip on your shoulder type thing that I've developed, that I've been able to help develop in them and kind of gain in them, is that, you know, hey, it's us going after it and getting after it, and we're garnering more respect every day.
Is it dawned on you that whatever happens Friday, this will be the final game in Tiger uniform for some seniors?
It will, and then it's you know, it's dawned on me, and I haven't I haven't even like mentioned it. I don't even think I'm gonna mention it to the guys. Just let them play it out and see. You know, we've got, because we're leaving tomorrow. We're doing our last senior dinner tonight, and it's gonna be, you know, again, I'm not even gonna mention it being the last one. We're just gonna eat and fellowship like we normally do, and I'm gonna remind them to pack all their stuff because we're going overnight, and not to forget their underwear and deodorant and toothbrush, and send them home for the night. So, but it's special, man, and it's, you know, this is the last one, no matter what. We've been on the win or go home. I've been very transparent with them all playoff season. Hey, win or go home, win or go home. Well, no matter what happens Friday, we're going home. So let's go home happy.
B.B. Calmer, head football coach, and athletic director Adam Fossett, our guest this morning. The Tigers in 5 kick off 3 o'clock Friday afternoon at Jordan-Hare Stadium on the campus of Auburn University. Coach, good luck to the Tiger team, and let's bring back that state championship that blew them out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, more Daybreak coming up right after this.